Hey y'all, it's Chris with Rockin Farm, and I am here with an update on my Purina Poultry Feed Greatness Challenge. This is video number 2 in that series. Video number 1 was pretty much just announcing that I was going to be undertaking this. This is the first video since my chickens have actually been on the feed. I believe today's the 10th, but I started my feed on Sunday. So these guys, they had been on my regular old feed up through Saturday, which was the day that I posted that last video. Sunday morning, they started on the new feed. At the time I'm recording this, it is Thursday afternoon. Like I said, I believe it's June 10th. So they've been on the feed for 5 full days at this point. Have I noticed any changes? Have I noticed any differences? Well, we will get to that. But before we do, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and go check out our website, rockin8farm.com. So like I said, 5 full days. They've been on the feed for 5 full days. And you know what? I have noticed some differences. However, the differences that I've noticed aren't even in areas that I was expecting to notice a difference. And yet I'm pretty excited about it. I can't necessarily give you a 100% guarantee that what is going on in my flock and my egg production is due to the feed. But I can tell you that the feed is the only variable that has changed in the last 5 days. Now, on the video that I posted introducing this little Feed Greatness Challenge, one of my viewers commented basically that they liked my transparency, that I was going to show people through this and see what I could do to help people out. And they said that they'd once heard a YouTuber say, if it doesn't work out, you'll never know about it. And that they hated that thought process or that comment from that particular YouTuber. I have no idea who that YouTuber was, but I'm going to have to agree with my viewer. I don't like that. I try to be very transparent in my videos. If this 90-day feed challenge has absolutely no positive effects and it was a huge waste of my time and a huge waste of my money, I want every single one of you to know that so that you don't waste your money on these feeds. Now, I believe in the science that goes on at the Purina mill and in the Purina science department. I know that they have some really top-notch nutritionalists over there. But I also know that there's other companies that have top-notch nutritionalists too. And if a company like Purina is going to make a claim that their feed is somewhat superior, then they need to be able to back that up, and I'm putting them to the test. Now, I have faith that they do have a superior product, and there's only one way for me to really find out. I am what I am, and what I am is an honest man. I'm not going to sing Purina's praises if their feed is not superior. At the same time, if I see improvement in my flock, I'm going to give Purina a huge thumbs up, and I'm going to scream from the mountaintop what amazing feed they have. Well, like I said, what I've noticed isn't necessarily what I expected. Has my egg count got any higher? Not really. Has the thickness of the eggshell improved in 5 days? No, not really. One thing I want everybody to keep in mind is that if you were to butcher a laying hen, you're going to find several eggs at varying stages of development along their tract. So all 5 eggs that a hen has possibly laid since I started them on this feed was already in that tract and working its way down. It's going to be a few more days before we get that first egg that was really developed while on this feed. Plus, it's going to take a little while for these nutrients, if there are improved nutrients, to build up in the chicken systems. So I'm not surprised that I'm not noticing a difference in the thickness of the eggshells 5 days into the test. I'm also not 100% surprised that I'm not noticing an increase in egg count 5 days into the test. But there are a couple of things that I have found very shocking. They've happened all of a sudden, and the only different variable is the feed. One of them is egg cleanliness. And this makes sense because if people's gut health isn't good, we're a little messy on the back end. And I think that could definitely be true for chickens as well. So all of a sudden, I would say about 3 days in, our eggs just started getting cleaner. This is what our eggs tended to look like before. And as you can see, almost this entire 18 pack of eggs is pretty disgusting. Whereas 5 days into this Purina Poultry Feed Greatness Challenge, this picture here is what I would consider to be a really, really dirty egg coming out of my coop now. By and large, the eggs are almost all clean. Here's a picture of what our 18 packs are looking like now. And now that you've just seen that picture, I want to point something else out. Prior to starting the Purina Feed Greatness Challenge, we had a lot of weird variables in our eggs. All of my chickens are a minimum of 15 months old, and then we have some that are closer to 27 months old. So basically we have a bunch of 2-year-olds and a bunch of 1-year-olds, but none of my chickens are like brand new poults. And yet we were finding like fairy eggs, or at least very, very small eggs all the time. On the flip side of that, we were also finding a whole lot of eggs that were really, really big with super thin shells, and they were kind of deformed, like they got squeezed on their way out. On top of that, we had a lot of eggs that you couldn't tell which end was the top and which end was the bottom because they were shaped like a perfect oval instead of being shaped like an egg. We had weird long pointy eggs and fat little dumpy eggs. I mean, there was just no consistency in the eggs at all. All of my chickens that I have are medium to large egg layers. I have a couple that would be considered extra large egg layers, but by and large, I should have medium to large eggs coming out of my coop. As you can see here by looking at another shot of the dirty egg batch, you see the tiny eggs, the weird eggs, the funky eggs, the big eggs. And if you look back over here at this 18 pack of clean eggs, look at how uniform this egg size is. By and large, these are all medium to large eggs, and they're all shaped like eggs. Now, like I said, I cannot promise you it absolutely positively was the feed that caused these 2 changes in my flock this week. But I can promise you that the only variable that changed, I'm still picking up eggs the same number of times a day. I'm still picking up eggs at the same times every day. The only variable that has changed is the feed. As far as flock health goes, 5 days in, am I noticing a huge change in the shininess of the feathers? No. Am I noticing all the plumage growing back and you know, saddle feathers are restored to their normal luster? No, but I am noticing an increase in energy in the flock. They are spending more time roaming and less time sitting around, and it has actually gotten hotter over the last 5 days. We had nice cool weather when I started. It has gotten pretty hot. Generally, the heat encourages my chickens to find some shade and stay put, but they've been up, they've been moving, they've been happy and energetic, it looks like. So I think there is a pretty good possibility that there has been some increase in their nutrients during the time that they've been on this feed for 5 days. That's all I have for everybody right now. I'll be coming back in another week. I'll probably record Thursday or Friday of next week and post again on Saturday. I'm embarking on this 90-day Purina Poultry Feed Greatness Challenge to see if their feed really stacks up to what it says it does. Follow along. You can either, if you're already on Purina feeds, then you have this as backup that it makes a difference. And if you've been considering switching feeds, maybe there's some good info here. But regardless, I'm going to show you what actually happens from day 1 to day 90. So until I see each and every one of you again, #FlockStrong, Purina Feed Greatness Challenge. This has been Chris with Rockin' Farm. Be happy and live healthy.